Okay, happy New Year, everybody. It's lovely to see you all. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Here's to a wonderful 2020. We're excited tonight to talk about moving forwards. We're going to talk about goal setting and some other things as well, but all about exciting ways to create more momentum in your doTERRA business. So first of all, we're just going to go through the announcements.
You can't do it.
I can't do it, yeah, of course. I tried to move it on mine. This feels like a comedy call already. You take over. Oh, Elite Retreats, yeah.
So we just wanted to do a reminder that we have our first Elite Retreat coming up on the 28th to 30th of this month. So if you've got any elites or if you are elite, this will be a really great start to the year. We've been working lots on the training and yeah, we're really excited about it, aren't we?
We are. We went through the agenda the other day, and it's very exciting. But once you get to elite, you've got the basic skills there. That's why we want people to come at elite. So they're already good to the business. But what we're going to do is then take those basic skills and really develop them into these skills that you're going to be using over and over again to get you all the way to where you want to go. So all the way to Presidential Diamond, if that's where you want to go. But basically, you'll come away with your own personalised plan. So a very clear strategy that's specific to you of how you can get to your desired goal. You'll also have your own personalised finding plan, because we all have different ways of finding. So we're going to be discussing that as a group and many different ways of finding, but also we're going to be targeting each individual and helping each individual to make their own plan. And also a personalised weekly schedule as well. So you'll come away with a pack full of information, and that some of it will be general, of course, because we'll be going through the main kind of key to building your business and how to really get them to the best that you can get them for yourself. But also you're going to have a personalised plan to come away with as well. So it's going to be very good. We're going to have lovely food as well, and there'll be some great networking too. So you'll form connections with people at the same level as you, which is also, we think, so beneficial, isn't it? Because you'll find that you'll learn so much from your peers as well, from the ways that they're doing their business as well. So there'll be lots of group sharing, there'll be mindset, lots of practical activities as well to help you get more confident in developing and building your business. So there'll be tons of stuff. And yes, we're really excited about these. And we've got quite a few people booked on already, but we've still got spaces for January, and we've got spaces for the rest of the year as well. But there are still some spaces for January. So it's a really good time of year to, just go for it and get your business again off the ground. So highly recommend it.
And just a reminder that Diamond Club starts next month. Woo! So whoever's doing that, all of you that are doing that, just make sure you contact doTERRA about it. And if you haven't, contact your sponsors. The Frankincense promotion has been extended until the 15th of this month. So get in your LRP order before the 15th is my recommendation if you're doing over 200. And we've got a great promotion for new enrollments this month. So if somebody enrolls this month in January and then they place an LRP order of 100 PV or more in February, with their LRP order in February, they'll be given a free order of LLV. So that's a great way to try and get people onto LRP and to start the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Ginger drops are now available. Brand new. It's very exciting. We're going to get some. Let's have a look at those. Hinoki. This is a new oil and it's exclusive. I'm not sure how long it's going to be with us, but doTERRA have said that this is a limited time offer. So you obviously can't buy it. It's only the product of the month. Whether they'll make it available afterwards for a little time, I don't know.
I don't know. No. And it's very it's quite a special oil actually. I was doing some research on it. It comes from a very sacred tree in Japan. It's known as the Japanese cypress, It's got quite a lemony smell to it, and it's used very much for calming, grounding, for generating feelings of peace. It's also a very gentle oil, so it can be used on skin, and certainly replace some of the oils perhaps that might be beneficial for the skin, but for very sensitive people, they get reactions to those oils, and this one would be great in the place of that.
So the Japanese use it a lot in their baths for relaxation.
Yeah, they do, definitely. So that's a really good way to use it. There's 2 really good blends that I wanted to recommend as well that you can use this oil with. So 2 drops of tangerine, 2 drops of hinoki, and 2 drops of Siberian fir is a wonderful one called the Japanese Garden Diffuser Blend. And it's great for generating feelings of calmness and peace in your home. And then the other blend I'd recommend is 2 drops of frankincense, 2 drops of hinoki, and 2 drops of cedarwood. So these are all very woody oils together. To bring the forest into your home. It's called the Japanese, what's it called? I can't remember, the forest. I think it's Japanese forest blend. So yes, it has that lovely woody smell, and so it's very grounding in your home. So there's 2 lovely diffuser blends to get going with.
So that's the product of the month. And then the Slim and Sassy soft gels are 10% off. So if you're looking to do a new you this month, good time to start with those.
Good time, I think I'll get on them.
And 2 new kits just come out is the new exercise kit and the new bedtime kit.
Perfect.
So just
it's time of year.
So just to make you aware of those new kits. Now it's recognition. We just want to congratulate. December is a tough month because you've only got 20 days really. And so we just want to congratulate our top enrollers. So congratulations to Denise.
Amazing.
With 16. She actually did 17 enrollments.
Oh my goodness.
She gave one away.
Oh wow.
Well done, Denise. And then Ali and Seb were 10, Annette was 10, Catherine and Jonathan, 7. Congrats, guys.
Nice.
And Michelle, 7 as well. So congratulations, everyone, for enrolling so much in December.
Yeah, tricky.
And Denise is actually going to come on after this and just give some words of wisdom. And this December was actually quite hard to rank. But we had 3 people ranked to elite. So we had Lucas, Marianne, and Stephen. So well done, guys, for hitting the rank of elite in December.
Really well done. That's amazing. Okay, so we get Denise first.
Yes, Denise. So Denise, are you there?
I am, yes.
Hello, Denise. Let's stop sharing.
Thanks, Denise.
And then we can
see your full face.
Yeah.
Not so good this time of the day.
No, so Denise, we asked you to come on because, well, you've enrolled lots previous months as well, but in the last month, you did particularly well.
Smashed it.
Although I think you've done better than that in other months, have you?
I've had a few months like that, yes.
High amount.
But in December, that's very good. So I just thought
amazing.
That you could come on and just share with us what you did and give us a bit of inspiration.
So half of that, about nine people were enrolled at an event. So I did 2 events. One was a Christmas fair to school, and the other was a Christmas fair just completely non-related to health and wellness. It was at on Sloane Street at a pop-up space, one of the designers' pop-up spaces. So I was the only health and wellness related thing there. And some of the enrollments came from actually the other vendors that were there that I had a chance to chat to over those 2 days. And some of the other enrollments came from the people who were coming through. And then the rest really was just some of the people that I enrolled I've been following up with for the last year. My accountant, for example, I've been speaking to her about the oils for about a year every time I go do my taxes. And I showed up to do my taxes and she was sick. And I went, here, have some oil. And so, it's really just, there's no great magic. I've just decided that it's mindset and it's just follow up and it's chatting, when the opportunity presents, I talk to people about how amazing the oils are and how much they've changed my life and my daughter's life. And sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. So it's just little and often.
Perfect. It's just having enough activity, isn't it? Because you have lots of things going all the time, don't you, Denise?
Yeah.
You're always contacting people. You've always got a pipeline.
Yeah.
And like you say, some people take time, some people are quick, but you've always got things going, and that's
constantly.
That's the secret.
Mm-hmm.
The big secret. Lots of work, lots of contacting.
Pretty much, yes.
And what I thought was really cool, Denise, also is that you did that Christmas event, and you got 9 people signed up from that Christmas event. But it wasn't health related, was it?
The event itself wasn't. No, it wasn't. But
how did you draw people in, Denise? Then, if you know, because that's quite tricky when you're not in the target market, you know.
Just people were walking by. So I had the table split up, and I had arranged things by topic. So I grouped the oils according to function as opposed to kits, and I didn't feature kits at all. So I had a little gathering for weight loss or sleep or stress or teens or kids, and that seemed to work really well. People kind of wanted to have a chat about that specific thing, and I actually didn't talk at all about enrolling or kits or anything like that. I just talked about how can I help them with whatever their health and wellness key issue or issues were.
Amazing. So. And then how did you get them to enroll from that then?
Would you like some? This is. Would you like some of that?
Amazing.
And yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Denise, and congratulations and well done.
And thank you for all your help and support, Nathan
and
Becky.
Welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay. Perfect. Just checking. Okay,
just sharing the screen again.
Perfect. Thanks, Lou. Turning my phone off. Right. So a new year is always a great time. Thanks. Yeah. Do you mind grabbing me? Yeah. Thank you. To have a reflection, to move forwards, onwards and upwards, and to let go of things perhaps that aren't working so well, and let go of doubts and fears and other emotions that perhaps pulled us behind before and stopped us from succeeding. So today we're going to kind of discuss some of the ways to move forwards and to evaluate where we're at as well, and use that evaluation not to beat ourselves up, but to see where we're lacking and have an honest review, really, so we can, you can really use where you are to move forwards rather than getting down about perhaps some of the things you're not doing as well. So first of all, I just want to have a quick look at this belief pyramid. It's a bit unclear. You can't maybe perhaps see the different ranks there, but you probably would have seen this before. But this is doTERRA's belief pyramid. Basically, what it's kind of showing you is a very general view of what kind of belief levels you need to have, doTERRA suggests, to get you to the various ranks. So executive is the first one. It's a bit blurry, so I'll just tell you what the ranks are. So to become executive, it's kind of pretty much product-based. And then elite and premier, it's your products, and then you need to start having company and opportunity come into it. And the next level is silver, where you really need at this point to have a strong belief in you that you can do it. And then to get to the next levels of gold and platinum, a belief in your leaders. So, your upline, but it doesn't have to just be your upline. We're talking about your leaders in doTERRA as well. So all the leaders around you and up to the executive team as well. And then to get to diamond, you really need to have your solid why, because there will be a lot of challenges on the way, and a lot of you would have already come across these challenges, and it is totally worth it. And your why is what pulls you forwards in those times when perhaps you're not going as fast as you wanted to, or someone did reject you and perhaps a bit of negativity comes in. It's your deep-rooted why that's going to propel you forwards. So to get to diamond, you really need a strong why. And then to get to blue and presidential, you need to be able to influence people. So it's developing your ability to influence others and inspire others to overcome their challenges. So this is really kind of a great way to see, perhaps if you're not hitting a rank and you're getting stuck at a particular rank, it's perhaps a suggestion to look at this belief pyramid and see, is this true? Is it perhaps you don't have enough belief in the company and the opportunity perhaps? Is it because you don't have enough belief in yourself? So you can look at where you are and start to really think about that. Okay, so up to elite, and we're going to kind of just focus up to elite and up to silver just quickly. You need belief in the oils, and actually to not really think about yourself at this level. So it's actually more helpful. Yes, you're going to have a why, and I do personally think a why is helpful at all stages in the doTERRA business, just to kind of get you opening your mouth. But actually the why at the beginning really can be very, very strong just from your own personal experiences of the oils. So it is enough to be using the oils, having great experiences, and then that kind of just almost pushes you to share with others, doesn't it? So that's so important. So if you're struggling to hit elite or perhaps maintain elite, then that's where you really need to focus, is using the oils so much on yourself, and then trying to use them on as many people around you as you can, so you continually are having these incredible experiences. Because otherwise that momentum, that motivation to share, the desire to share, the power that comes when you're speaking about the oils, the genuine belief in the oils won't come out unless you are really experiencing these oils on at least a weekly basis. You know, you should be experiencing them every day, but having good experiences, something to talk about on a weekly basis, is what's going to get you excited. So we just had, for example, we had chickenpox. Yeah, and Isabel had chickenpox over the Christmas period, and that kind of ignited something that I could talk about amongst friends, saying how quickly the oils really helped Isabel get over her chickenpox. And I was amazed, actually. I'm always amazed by these oils and how it really helped her. So that just helps you to be able to open up and share, so to get to elite. Now, going beyond elite, you really need to have a belief then in the company and the opportunity. Now, it's tricky, isn't it, at this stage, because you're not earning particularly tons of money. So this is where you need to like reach up to your upline, see what they're earning, and maybe get them to show your back office, do a cheeky ask and say, can you show me your back office? So you can really get belief in that. So you're not just hanging on the kind of what doTERRA is saying you can make, and just sort of immersing yourself more in the business, and maybe watching a few business videos and going to events where you see other people ranking, so you can really see that this is working for others, and that really helps you to get that belief. And also getting to know the company a bit more, so getting to know doTERRA. And you'll find that as you do this, you will just attract builders more. So if you're not attracting builders, then this is really where you need to focus on, is actually getting this real belief into your core, this business actually works and it is an incredible opportunity. So you're not just saying it, because people need to feel it from you. So you need to really, really believe it. You also at this stage need to start believing in you quite a bit. So having belief in the oils, obviously that is continual throughout all the way up to Presidential Diamond, but having just belief in the oils at these kind of stages is not going to be enough to get you to these next ranks. You really do need to believe in you and your ability to enroll people, to be able to get people to see how incredible these oils are, and also get people interested in the business. You need to have a belief in yourself, and that you are going to not stop, and you're going to do whatever it takes to get to your rank. And then you can share this with others when you're sharing the business opportunity. You know, you can say that, you know, you're all welcome to go as far as you want, but I promise that I will be there the whole way, and I am not stopping. And to have someone ahead of you like that, you don't know how that's going to make someone feel. Don't underestimate that. That's what will give these new people, or people that have been underneath you who are perhaps struggling at the executive elites, the confidence that you're always going to be there for them, that you're not stopping. And that will really pass down to them, that they're not going to stop, they're not going to give up, they're not going to let their doubts get the better of them. So having that kind of attitude will really help at those kind of levels. Okay. The next thing I think is really important, doTERRA have another pyramid. You would have all seen this. This is doTERRA's wellness pyramid. This sometimes we can neglect a bit and focus on the oils in the business, but actually this is so vital that we live this wellness pyramid. As wellness advocates, we need to try and get our health in the best possible position as we can. Now, I know some of you are struggling with, you know, major diseases, major perhaps disabilities that you might think, oh no, I can't share these oils then if I have these conditions. That's not true at all. Of course you can, and actually that can be very powerful in itself, because you'll be able to share ways of how you're using the oils to help you get out of bed in the morning, to help you move, to help you whatever it is. But that you're also doing your best with your situations, whatever level of health you are at, you're doing your best, okay? So eating the right foods, exercise, all these kind of things are going to put you in a better position to be able to share, and also give you, better mental health as well. So we're not just talking physical health here, it's mental health as well. This doTERRA business, as with any business, is demanding. And, we need to get ourselves and look after ourselves to be able to be the best advocates and to have the best success as well. And also to glow. So we're inviting people to ask us, what are you doing? How come you're so healthy, or whatever it is. It can spark a lot of interest as well, just by living the health pyramid. Okay, so a big part of moving forwards is really to focus on mind, body, and heart alignment. So you want to have a clear mind. So take this time, and you may have pondered this a little bit over the Christmas period, if you had any quiet moments, or you might be waiting for your kids to go to school, like we are, to have these quiet moments. But really find some time to really ponder now. Look, this is a new year. It's the perfect time to look at your goals, review your goals, and really see clearly where you want to go, and to then have a logical way of getting there. So you can see the steps in your head, and it's not just a pipe dream. And then you can also, so you can see the path and the belief as well. So the mind's also about that belief too. So it's about giving your mind what it needs to have that belief. And then your body, we spoke about that. So to have a healthy and physical and mental body. And then your heart, you need to have that strong desire and that strong why as well. So relook at your why, write it down, make sure it's a strong enough why. Look deeply into it, get a partner to kind of look at it and see if it's, strong enough for you, and if they agree with your why. Because sometimes it can take a while to really discover what your why is. So moving forward then, so for 2020 goals, the first thing I think is important is to review your bucket. If you imagine your life as a bucket full of water, some of us have the water already just spilling over the edges, and, emotionally or physically, whatever it is, we might feel tired, we might feel like our bucket is full. And this really isn't a position where you can then create and feel inspired to move forwards or excited, because quite honestly, in that situation, you're just going to feel drained with anything that gets added onto it. And you're not going to be able to move forward with excitement, and you're not going to inspire people. You're not going to attract people, really. It will be a lot harder anyways, and not enjoyable for you. So if your bucket really is full, then I'm sure with most of us, I pretty can much guarantee there are things that you can cut out of your life. So first of all, before you add more to your plate, now's the time to also cleanse a little bit and think, what can I release? What things are not as important? We have lots of things in our life that are important, but perhaps if you put these, if you put yourself, write down yourself and what you absolutely need, not perhaps, things that you want. So maybe if you're doing lots of social activities, or perhaps if you're doing lots of clubs or whatever it is that you're doing, lots of sporting activities, and you might need to cut down on some. You need to do enough, but some things will have to give perhaps for a couple of years while you're really building this doTERRA business. And same with family. The first thing I'd suggest you do is to put your most important family things down first. You need to prioritize yourself and your family. But again, look at the things that perhaps can give for the next couple of years. Have a chat with your partner, your children, whatever it is, to explain and decide together what you can all sacrifice while you're all helping to build this business. So getting rid of things that aren't important in your life, and then putting down those important events that you must go to, or your grandma's birthday or something. Put them in your calendar so you're not going to forget, you're not going to stress about them. And then what that does, it kind of frees your mind, because then you've put down your important things, and then you can really use the extra time that you've got left to create and fill in for your doTERRA business, which really should be the next priority in your life if you're serious about growing at a good rate. So then you can do your goals, and there's two kind of sections, I believe, to your goals, and they're personal goals, because as Denise said, and as anyone who's got any, into any kind of high ranks in doTERRA, or even, just getting along with doTERRA at the beginning as well, it's mindset. So a huge part of doTERRA is mindset. And so you can't neglect your personal needs and your personal goals. So I'm going to just quickly discuss those two sets there. Okay. So for personal goals, this is what I would suggest. And you can do more, you can do less. It's up to you. But I was thinking, it's great to get rid of one thing. So moving from 2019 to 2020, not looking back, you can become a different person to what you were in 2019. So whatever was holding you back, perhaps there's something that was really big, perhaps there's a few things, but choose one thing that you would really like to stop now, whether it's negative thinking, whether it's doubting yourself too much, perhaps judging others that can have a negative effect on yourself, not taking responsibility for your own business. It could be a number of things, making excuses. If you find that if you really think, oh, do you know, I think I make quite a few excuses actually, or think you don't have enough time, anything like that, then perhaps stop that trail of thinking, or stop that one thing that you've identified, and really write down what you're going to do when that thought comes into your head. How you're going to combat that, and how you're going to stop that habit that has become a part of you that's actually not helping you in your life and with your doTERRA business. And then think of 3 new positive habits that you would like to start that you believe will help you to become a better person. And as you become a better person, that's going to have a knock-on effect to your business, and it will help you to have a better business as well. So they go hand in hand. And then I also suggest what you do, and this will be part of this, is to create your own self-development plan. So this really has to be a very personal thing. And there are so many things available to us now that you can really find the thing that works for you, whether it's yoga, meditation, exercise as part of it, and then getting affirmations you can listen to it, a recording of it going over in your head, having your personal goals repeating to yourself. You can look in the mirror in the morning and repeat the new habits that you're developing, go to bed and think about these new habits. And what else? Videos, podcasts, books, so many different things, surrounding yourself with positive people. We were often told that we're the sum of, I think, the 5 people that you most hang out with. So have a think about that as well, that really to get a successful business, you want to be filled with positivity. And so the people you're hanging out with mostly are draining you and perhaps making you more negative, then think about that as well. So it's all about, there's so many things that affect you and ultimately your business. And some new habits to start, could just be having more gratitude in the day. Gratitude is so powerful. And I find, as I go to bed and I try and think of all the things I'm grateful for, personally and with my doTERRA business, it helps you to move past the negative things that sometimes happen personally and in your business, and just helps you to move on, which is always a good thing. Okay, so your business goals then. So this is just taking it down to the real kind of simplicity of it, is first of all, reevaluating. So even if you've already done your long-term goal and your short-term goal, I suggest you reevaluate them and just check that's still what you want, and make sure your desire is still there. And that's what your goal is. And perhaps the goal has moved as well. Perhaps as you've achieved some more in 2019, you want to get a goal further away, which is great. You want to go higher up in the doTERRA business, which is fantastic. Maybe you've changed your mind and you've said, actually at this time, I've got to be realistic, and I'm going to bring my long-term goal a bit further down the ranking system. And that's fine too. But what's important is that you have a long-term goal, one that you can get really excited about, that you have somewhere, I suggest in your bedroom, in your bathroom, you can see every single day. And preferably when you first wake up in the morning and you look at it before you go to bed at night. So it's going to be on your mind as you sleep. And also having a short-term goal there that's more achievable, and one that you can then do a strategy to get to, and then you create another short-term goal. So all the way up to when you achieve your long-term goal. So this is a great way to break down your goals and make it seem more achievable, so it's not overwhelming. And then I very strongly recommend you have an accountability partner, because it's all well and good at this time of year to get excited about goals and to write them down. But if you don't have an accountability partner, then you can let yourself off pretty quickly. So it could be someone you live with, it could be your upline, it could be a cross line. It doesn't matter, just as long as there's somebody that will help to hold you accountable, and you can report to, I suggest, every week on some level. So you can just, say you're still doing what you said you were doing and you're still on track. You can even share your weekly kind of schedule with them if you wanted to, depending who it is. And so that will help you as well. Oops. Okay, so now we're just going to do a bit of the evaluating where you're at. I'll just move this because I can't actually see my whole screen there. And so this is kind of these are the main things that you're going to be doing all the time in the doTERRA business. So it's good to have a look at these activities, each of these things, and to think, how confident are you? How good are you at all of these things? And give yourself a mark out of 10. Okay, and now anything that you score 5 or below, then, that's a definite hole in your business, because these are things that are pretty essential to building your doTERRA business. Now, of course, you're going to be better at some than others, and that's fantastic. But these are all things you're going to have to do at some point in your doTERRA business. Whether it's if you're building a business online or live, these are transferable. You're going to be doing these kind of things online or live with people. So it's definitely something that you need to, make sure you're kind of confident with. So first of all, it's belief. So the belief in, the belief pyramid that we shared about, you need to look at that and see where you are with your ranking, and just see out of 10 how you are there, and then do the things that you need to do to improve your belief in those areas. Belief in the oils is easy. Belief in the company, is pretty easy as well. Just there's so much information now online you can go and look at, so many videos, so many people you can talk to. Belief in you, that's the self-development we spoke about. So there's lots of things you can do there to improve your belief. Confidence to share, bring up a conversation. If you find that you're feeling really nervous about this, or just don't have the confidence and are holding back, or perhaps are a bit embarrassed about sharing these oils, then there's definitely some blocks there. And that to me really is all more about using the oils more. So just getting the increased usage and the belief that these oils can help people, and just getting out there and just doing it, just overcoming your fears, perhaps starting to share with strangers first. So that's ways to do that. To sample, again, just doing it, just learning about the oils, learning which oils are for which ailments, and also being okay with the fact that when someone asks you for a sample for an ailment, you don't need to tell them what it is straight away. You can go and find out afterwards. You don't need to feel like you have to know everything to be able to do this. And then following up and inviting, that is something that takes a lot of practice. And this is probably the thing that most people would say they're not great at, but you need to just keep practicing this. Perhaps writing a script of how you're going to follow up, and just practice with a partner, practice in front of the mirror. And again, just getting out your comfort zone and doing it. But this is when your why has to start to kind of burn a little bit to motivate you to do this, and also your belief in the oils. So again, just using the oils tons is going to really help you there. Teaching a class or one-on-one, whether it be online or live, again, it's just practice. Watch as many classes as you can, get help from your upline. Closing a class, practice again, write a script, get belief in the oils. And it's a mindset thing about how you're educating people to purchase the oils. And if they don't purchase any oils, then they can't change their lives. And then teaching the wellness consultation and enrolling on LRP. Again, practice and finding people that are really good at this, and also asking them how they do this. So, going to your cross lines as well. And that's where it's good to go to events such as the Elite Retreat and other events we're going to be doing throughout the year, to hear from other people and just chat with as many people as you can at these events is what I recommend. Then introducing the business. Again, it's the belief in the company and the compensation plan. So really get your head around that, so you can really introduce the business with confidence, and getting a builder started, having a clear pathway of how you're going to do that. So again, talk to people that have done this already, but look at all the materials that you have and write your own clear kind of training program, if you like. It just has to be a simple, just one A4 page where you can see the steps you're going to take your builder through, so that you don't have that as a block. So these are just kind of simple things that you can do to help you get to the next level of your business. But these are the core activities you want to become master in. So just see where your gaps are and make yourself get better at them. Don't avoid them. Don't just focus on the things you're good at here, because you do need to do all these activities to be able to be successful in doTERRA. Okay, I think this is where actually I have asked, so I'm going to stop just for a second. I've asked I've got two lovely people that are going to share their oil experiences with us tonight, just to help remind us how incredible this business is, because we get to help people with these oils and they change so many people's lives and animals as well. So we'll go to Deborah first of all. Are you on? I did see you on, Deborah. Are you able to unmute yourself?
Yep, I've unmuted myself.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. And share with us about how you've used these oils, please.
Right, well, I'm going to share with you some experiences I've had with frankincense and copaiba. Now, you probably all have used these and you all know the benefits that they have on yourself. But about a year ago, one of my dogs, I've got 4 dogs now, but I did have 5. But one of my dogs, she's very, very old. She'd had operations to take cancerous growths away, and she'd been very active, but suddenly she started not being able to get up on the couch, not being able to go for a walk. She'd get to the end of the garden path and she'd just lay down and slump there, as much to say, I could just read it, you know, sorry, I can't go any further. So I started to put in her feed every morning. And Labradors, they're absolute gluttons, so they'll eat anything. So, you know, it didn't matter that I put it onto her kibble. But frankincense, a couple of drops of frankincense and a couple of drops, well, probably 1, but very often 2 come out. But it doesn't matter with a Labrador, it's a big dog. But be careful if you're using it for a smaller dog, and a couple of drops of copaiba. Now, if you use these for yourself, you'll know the benefits that they have. Okay, I use both of them every day, a couple of drops under my tongue. But when I started giving them to her, she was like a different dog. I mean, she had a whole new lease of life. She came running. I wish I could show you the video, but she came out for a walk every day. She was running. She was going for the ball, grabbing it off the other dogs. She'd get knocked over a few times because she was very old. She's about 14. But the comfort that I have is that I gave her the best quality of life for the last 6 or 9 months of her life, right up until the last day when she slumped on the kitchen floor and I knew she was dying. And she was straight to the vets, and apparently she had an internal bleed and she was dying, so we had her put to sleep. But that was right up until the day before she died. She was having such a good quality of life. So these can work amazingly for our animals as well. And I could tell you so many stories, but Rebecca said I'd only got 2 minutes, so
we'll have you on again, Deborah. Thank you very much. That's lovely, because I know lots of people want to use them on animals and aren't as confident, and we don't often hear experiences about animals, so that's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you, Deborah.
Thank you so much, Deborah. And then Hannah has also said that she would be able to share an experience too. So thanks, Hannah.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, I wanted to share, we've had a few new experiences actually over Christmas, but one which just amazed me was with my 5-year-old Jude. It was like the day before the end of the Christmas holidays. Everyone was getting ill, and he came out of school and he was really chesty. And literally every year up until we started using oils, he's ended up in hospital with chest infections, bronchitis, various things. And I got him home. It was like, oh, it's okay, I'm going to get the air out. And then I discovered that it had run out and I didn't have any left. So I got my Essential Life book out and I looked at the oils that I had. And I found that bergamot was a good one for bronchitis and coughs and infections. So I was like, okay, let's try bergamot. I haven't tried it before for that. You know, I've used it a lot on myself. So I just rubbed 1 drop on his chest, and then rosemary as well. I put that in the diffuser because that's really good for respiratory infections. And then On Guard on the balls of his feet. And I did that every hour until he went to bed. And literally, he woke up the next day and he was absolutely fine. And I was just, I was so amazed. It was just, like you said earlier, every time you use these oils, you're like, they've worked again, they're amazing. But when you're trying out a new blend or something, I'd always just use air. So now it's just built up my confidence even more when I'm chatting to mums in my community, talking about other alternatives that they can try to support them. So yeah, that was an interesting one.
Oh, thank you, Hannah. That was great.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. That's perfect. Thanks to both of you. I really wanted to have a couple of experiences that were, you know, current and not just from us as well. So it's lovely for you guys to share, because this is why we're doing this, isn't it? This is what motivates us. And they can help us in so many ways. And actually, I do recommend that you try and get a bit away from the Home Essential Kit oils as well. If you've just started, then use the Home Essential Kit oils, get to know them, really use them so much, because that is where you're really focusing your classes on. But, you know, realize that we've got so many other oils available to us. And like Hannah experienced, if you don't have the one blend that you think, you know, you need for respiratory conditions, you can use the tools you've got available to you to find out what other oils. There are so many oils that can work, and actually some oils work better than others on certain people. So then that gives you more confidence. If an oil doesn't work when you're sampling, you can go, oh, well, actually, there's another oil for this I can use. So if air doesn't quite work, let's use rosemary and frankincense together or something, or bergamot, you know. So just keep using the oils. So fantastic. Thank you, both of you. That was perfect. Okay, so once you've got your goals written down, so your long-term, your short-term goals, you've cleared some of your buckets, you've got space now to create, it's time to redo your daily, weekly habits and then commit to them. So again, this is something I'd suggest showing to somebody, your accountability partner, someone. And this is the stuff that I suggest you prioritize into your weekly schedule. So you do this each week as much as you can. You know, obviously the more you can do this, the quicker your business will grow. So having your personal skill development. So it's not just self-development. So yes, you're going to want to read your book or something, whatever it is, to help your mind. So to really help your own self-development. But then also looking at where you are in that belief pyramid, according to which rank you are, and getting your goals and that in place too. So wherever you're lacking a bit of belief in, to get you to the next level, put some time in to watch some more videos on the oils, for example. So things like that you want to get in. And then looking at the activity that we just looked at, that last slide where it has all those key activities you need to be good at to do doTERRA, finding the area perhaps you give yourself each week, you focus on one thing that you think you need to improve on. Perhaps it's sampling that week or inviting, and you really do maybe half an hour a day, and maybe you call someone in that half an hour who's really good at that and get advice, or you practice for half an hour, you know, so spend some time doing the things that you need to improve on in the business. So that's kind of all your personal stuff. And then of course it's the nuts and bolts of the business then, and putting time in for each of these things, because it's not just going to happen. You need to actually schedule some time in to do these things, and then go out and just let it kind of flow from there. Okay, then of course, we have mentioned this already, but just to mention again, manifesting is so, so powerful. So unless it's clear in your mind, and again, for me, I'm a very visual person, so I like to then write these things down, the goals that I want to achieve, I think it's going to be much harder to achieve them. You know, we've spoken to quite a few presidential diamonds and blue diamonds now in Europe and the US, and the ones that have come in and almost just made it look so easy, perhaps got to presidential diamond in a year or a bit over a year, and just left us all gobsmacked. After speaking to them, it's so interesting. They all say pretty much the same thing, that they believe, you know, they had grown so much before they came into doTERRA, that their mindset journey had, you know, they were very far, they were way further than perhaps I felt I was. So it took us longer to get to Presidential Diamond. But they'd already done that journey. They already knew how to manifest, and they felt ready for doTERRA. Whereas for us, it was definitely a personal journey. It was a struggle. It still is. You know, we still have our ups and downs in it. We still have our personal challenges. So this kind of activity, manifesting, is something that all the leaders do, all of them. So I really think we've come to really believe in it more, haven't we?
Well, you would have believed in it. I've come to believe in it a lot more. Yeah.
I did. My belief in this has grown a lot. I used to just say it, but now I really believe it. But yeah, from the beginning, I've just kind of copied others who told me it was good to do. So that's where your level of belief is at the manifesting, and that's perfect. Just do it because we're telling you to do it, basically. That's what I did at the beginning, and then it grew into actually a deep belief for me.
Yeah, I used to make fun of you, didn't I?
Yeah, it still makes fun of me, actually.
No, not over that.
Yeah, some other things. There's always something. Okay, and then just remind yourself, so we've talked about the oils being incredible, remind yourself of doTERRA's vision as well, you know, and the company that you have partnered with. That's on the belief, you know, going up to silver, really, or leaps and premiers to silver, is having that, you know, pride that you're partnered with such an incredible company. And their motto that they've just brought out in the US convention is what they've always had. They've just kind of branded it recently, is to pursue what's pure. You know, that's not just the oils, it's integrity, it's how they treat people. And, you know, they say it's a constant pursuit for them. And that's the same for us. We're all on this journey to pursue what's pure. We've all been drawn to this business, I believe, because, you know, our hearts are aligned with this business to some level. And if it's not at the beginning, perhaps it's, you know, the money really draws us in, or the opportunity. We can't help but fall in love with doTERRA's vision and what they want to do to change the world, not just through health and giving people this wonderful alternative, but the way they treat their farmers, the way they treat and empower, you know, their partners, and empowering us as well. So it's all about empowering and treating people the way that we should in the world. And it's just lovely. So the more you look into that, then that actually spurs you on to do more with your business, I believe. So I encourage you to look up more of the
There's lots of great videos on YouTube showing all the sourcing and those kind of things. So have a look at those.
Absolutely. Okay. So just to end then on this inspiring quote, the key to success is to focus on goals, not obstacles, and start before you are ready. How many times have we, you know, had people that want to be really knowledgeable and do lots of waiting, if you like, lots of reading, and want to feel really ready to start their business, or want to feel really settled at a leap before they go to the next level, whatever it is. You know, the best thing to do is to just focus on your goals and not on what's holding you back, or not how you heck you're going to get there. You know, let that come. Worry about that day by day, but just take each day at a time and focus on those goals and just do it. Just put that action in.
Lots of times if you wait, you'll find out the mindset is waiting is a mindset, and you'll find loads of other excuses as to each time you're finding new excuses. So it's just get on with it. You don't need to know much more than you know now. Sometimes you might, and you just learn that along the way.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know? We have found the best remedy to, you know, having a bad class and starting to doubt yourself is just getting back out there
to another one,
doing it again as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
Because if you do enough of them, you'll have some really good experiences. So, you know, it's not you. If you're having some bad classes or you're getting rejected, it's just part of the business. You're just not doing enough of them to get the good experiences. So that's the end of our presentation tonight.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. And make this year an amazing one for you. It's all down to you. No one else can do that but you. So do it. Let's have loads of growth, loads of amazing oil experiences, and let's change lots more lives.
Does anyone have any questions or anything?
Yeah, any questions on anything as well, and other people can answer other than just us.
Thanks,
sometimes.
Ali. Mab's looking great, isn't he?
I think someone did have a question. I don't know if it was answered by you, Deborah, but I know after you spoke, someone was asking what specifically you did. I saw that flash up. So we'll just go through the comments and just make sure there's not anything that hasn't been answered.
Could I just quickly ask a question?
Yes, hi Tess.
Hi. If you feel that you've got an opportunity to do some work in another country, is there any kind of
Go do it. Go do it.
Any information you need to look at? I've potentially got a sort of opportunity in Sweden.
In Sweden?
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. Yeah, go do it. You just need to find the languages, or if they speak English, you just need you'll have to overcome those kind of difficulties. But other than that, go do it.
Yeah.
Is there anything different in the way that it's done in the sort of the websites and the enrollment kits and things?
I don't think if you know about Sweden, you just have to have a look.
Call customer services and ask them. And then, I mean, once you get to silver and above, so if you have a silver leader above you, then they'll have an account manager. So that's often what we would suggest is get your silver leader to go to their account manager and ask specifically for that country, because lots of countries have their own back office now, lots of countries have their own material. Every country is different to how much material they have in that language. So some of the Empowered Success, for example, will be in that language. I mean, you can see some of those things on the doTERRA.com
I doubt they'll be in Swedish
website, but I don't think they
Sweden's
it's
relatively untapped.
But it is open. It's an open market. So some countries aren't open yet. So again, you'd find that information from the account manager more than the customer services. You'll find limited information from the customer services.
But they'll be all based on the euro and everything like that. So it should be pretty simple.
Yeah, it'll be very similar.
Or more simple than a country that it doesn't have, it's not open.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I would say work with some people, work with the opportunity, and then see what they want, and then try and get it for them. You know, and work from there. Really, that's how you kind of do it in those in different places.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, perfect. Deborah did answer. Thanks, Deborah. I'm just checking.
I think someone raised their hand. Jen, did you want to say something? Was it Jenny, or someone raised their hand?
Oh, thanks, Mel. Dun, dun. Keep.
Yeah, Nathan and Bex.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me saying so, when it comes to the animals and the dogs, there's lots of I've seen in some of the groups where you still get at the end of the day, there's those people that will still want to use the oils how they feel comfortable, and that is the right way in terms of how they feel comfortable using them. But it's also important to remember that we have the veterinary panel, we have Dr. Janet Rourke, and we have some amazing resources. And it's important for people to remember is that we're very quick to administer to ourselves, to get ourselves over things, but we put the brakes on even more for, let's say, our dogs, as for example. And it's important to always remember that reading through these books, you'll find out and you'll quickly educate yourselves that these amazing animals, they self-medicate themselves in terms of when they go out, they eat mosses, they eat lichens, they eat different types of soil.